Good morning, and thank you for watching the April 15th City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing. This briefing is provided Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. My name is Brian Schweigel, and I'm the Planning Section Chief for this operational period. We will begin this morning with Congressman Bryan Steil from Wisconsin's 1st Congressional District.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you, Mark Freitag, and your whole team for the work that you're doing here in Janesville during difficult times. We see people really stepping up to the plate, our nurses and our doctors, as well as essential businesses, and our city leaders here today, and those probably watching at home. I thank you for what you're doing. I want to just give a brief update as it relates to what the federal government response is and the partnership that's being created by the state, the federal, and municipalities, in particular Janesville, and what we're seeing. The CARES Act was passed just over 2 weeks ago. I drove from Janesville in my Chevy out to Washington, D.C. to get that across the line. We're starting to see that now be implemented across the nation. One, individuals are going to be seeing direct deposits, hopefully, for those who filed taxes electronically this week. If you haven't received your filing yet by the end of the week, check irs.gov. You can also go to my website, which is steil.house.gov, steil.house.gov. There we have links to all the significant federal, state, and local information that you may need. If you did not file your taxes electronically last year, you'll need to go on to irs.gov and insert your information if you want to check the status of your tax filing. Two, the federal government continues to work to obtain PPE. This is a work in progress, and we've been working alongside our state and municipal actors. Three, in the CARES Act, we changed the federal regulations as it relates to unemployment insurance. The state acted yesterday. We're going to see those benefits now get into the hands of those who filed unemployment, who found themselves out of work through no fault of their own. That's one, there will no longer be a 1 week waiting period to obtain your unemployment benefits. And two, there is a plus up of $600 per week for those people that find themselves unemployed between now and the end of June. More than anything, I want to make sure that my office is a resource. If you or anyone watching has a question, don't hesitate to reach out to my office. You can get all of our information on our website, steil.house.gov. We're trying to be a resource to those in the community who have a problem with the federal government, and I appreciate working alongside those here in Janesville at the city level and the work that you guys are doing to keep our community safe and to keep us moving through these challenging times. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman Steil. Next, we'll review our incident objectives for the city's COVID-19 response. First, safeguard the community, including our residents, businesses, and visitors. Second, deter the spread of COVID-19 within our capabilities. Third, provide essential services to the community. And fourth, safeguard City of Janesville employees and preserve our city service power. We'll now hear from other members of the EOC leadership team, beginning with our Situation Unit Leader, Maggie Dar.
Thank you, Brian, and good morning, everyone. I'm Maggie Dar, Situation Unit Leader for this event. I don't think I've ever had a congressman open for me before, so I feel like my career has just peaked. As of yesterday, which was Tuesday, April 14th, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services was reporting that there are 3,555 positive cases of COVID-19 in the state of Wisconsin. They reported that there are 59 positive cases in Rock County, and if you're keeping track, you might have noticed that that was actually a decrease of 1 from the previous day. It was 60 on Monday, and the health department explained that there was just an error in reporting on Monday, so it should have been 58 on Monday, and there was an increase of 1 positive test in the county yesterday. We've also had 4 deaths in the county, which is an increase of 1 since what I reported yesterday. So this pandemic appears to be peaking, but as Chief Rhodes mentioned yesterday, please use caution. A peak sounds like a good thing, but it's just that. It's a peak opportunity to spread this virus, so please do not lose diligence yet. We continue to monitor our staffing levels, and we don't have any concerns. Our numbers are staying stable. Yesterday, there were 49% of our employees that were reported to their assigned work location, 19% of our employees working from home, and 31% out of the office for other reasons, whether they were not assigned to duty or they had planned time off. We continue to monitor our levels of personal protective equipment, and we are in good shape. I would say this is a testament to early on the leaders in all of our departments identifying their needs, and then our EOC logistics team working tirelessly since March 16th when we stood up our EOC to find vendors and creative solutions to PPE needs. We continue to monitor the weather. We have no concerns coming up. We also have no concerns about our critical infrastructure in the community, and we continue to keep close contact with our partners, including medical providers, other government agencies, schools, assisted living facilities within the community, and more. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Next is Economic Development Director Gail Price.
Gail Price, Economic Development Director. The Economic Development Office continues to be a resource for businesses in the community. If you have a concern about a strategy to move forward through this pandemic, feel free to give us a call, 608-755-3059. We've had conversations with numerous businesses, helping them with a strategy to move forward. Also, we are here to help direct businesses to the various loan programs through Small Business Administration, specifically PPP. There are some local banks that are helping with applications for PPP for businesses that are not connected with an SBA lender already. So feel free to give us a call. We'll be happy to help you with that. There's also the EIDL program that you can apply for online. Last, with regards to loans, the county's loan program that will be going into effect April 24th. That will be an online application. There's no additional information on that at this time. As soon as we have that, we will post that to the growjanesville.com website. Banner at the top, click on that, and that'll lead you to the various loan programs. Just a reminder, Wisconsin Small Business Development Centers are available to help with those various applications, 262-472-1365. As Congressman mentioned, stimulus money is actually being available. We are aware of people receiving their stimulus money already. So thank you, Congressman, and thank you, Congress, for helping out our community and our citizens. I'm going to encourage citizens, spend locally. If you can spend that money locally and to help your local businesses, please do that, because the more that we can spend that money locally, that money goes further through the economy and, just really helps everyone out. Also remind everyone that, when we think about support programs, one area that doesn't have support is our landlords. So, encourage you to continue to spend, keep your leases covered because that's important, because there's really no net for that part of the community and that part of the business community. Again, Economic Development Office is here to help, 608-755-3059. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Next is Public Information Officer Alan Luckett.
Good morning, Janesville. Please check out our city's website, which is listed below, which is ci.janesville.wi.us. From there, you can actually get to our Facebook and Twitter accounts. And also, if you want to get some press releases, you can actually subscribe to the press releases with our email address /email lists. For COVID-specific information, please visit our website. At the top of the website, there is a link for COVID-19, and from there you can find our community resources, our archived daily briefings, our frequently asked questions, CDC information, business recovery information, and more. The City of Janesville trusts government-sanctioned sites such as the CDC, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services, FEMA, and many others to get trustworthy information that's up to date and current. So please go to those sites as well. If you have any questions, please call the city's community support hotline daily from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. That phone number is 608-373-6027. And please share this information with your family and friends, community groups, social networks, and anyone else who can benefit from this. Also, we encourage you, if you do have a Twitter account, please go and you can do the hashtag One Positive Thing or hashtag Janesville Strong to kind of help support our community in times like these. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alan. Next is Finance Administration Section Chief Julie Parker.
Good morning, Julie Parker. I'm with the Finance Administration Section Chief for today. The EOC response team has logged 4,232 and a half hours to date. We've also captured expenses in the amount of $815,133.62. The EOC Admin Finance section is documenting all personnel and operating expenses related to the city's COVID-19 pandemic response for potential reimbursement from the Federal Emergency Management Agency Public Assistance Program. The FEMA Public Assistance Program reimburses approximately 75% of eligible assistance expenses, while the state has agreed to reimburse the city approximately 12.5% of eligible assistance expenses. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Next is Safety Officer Battalion Chief Ryan Murphy.
Good morning, Ryan Murphy, Safety Officer. We want to continue to emphasize washing your hands often with soap and water, especially after you've been in public places. If soap and water is not readily available, use hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Avoid touching eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. We should avoid close contact with people who are sick and create space between each other, at least 6 foot between individuals outside the home. Formulate a plan if someone in your household becomes sick. If you choose to wear a fabric non-standard mask or any mask in public, continue to maintain 6 foot social distancing. The CDC recommends wearing cloth face coverings in public settings where other social distancing measures are difficult to maintain. The CDC is additionally advising the use of simple cloth face coverings to slow the spread of the virus and help people who may have the virus and do not know it from transmitting it to others. The cloth face coverings recommended are not surgical or N95 respirators. Those are critical supplies that must continue to be reserved for healthcare workers and other medical first responders. Wash your cloth mask regularly after use. Workspaces and residences should be cleaned thoroughly daily with EPA-approved cleansers. High-touch surfaces should be cleaned with a higher frequency. As we continue to move through this process, please be mindful of your mental and physical well-being. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Next is Incident Commander Fire Chief Rhodes.
Hi, good morning, Janesville. I'd like to talk a few things about, we do allow recreational fires and cooking fires right now in the city of Janesville. And this means that you can use organic material for your recreational fire, such as branches and logs and sticks, but do not use trash and do not use yard waste. Cooking fires, we recommend using your charcoal or your propane grills. If the fire department shows up and because there's a complaint on your fire and the officer deems it as being a nuisance to your neighbor, you could be asked to put that out. I know many of us enjoy a recreational fire, many of us enjoy cooking outdoors, but there are some of our neighbors that it may be irritating, it may be a nuisance, and we have to respect each other. So as I've said since day one, give each other grace, give your neighbor grace. Think about when you build the fire, when you light the fire, think about how that might impact your neighbor or the way the wind's blowing. Make sure it's not blowing into your neighbor's house or their window because if we arrive on the scene, we will ask you to extinguish the fire. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. It's proven that if you wear your face mask, you will slow down the spread of the virus, and that is what we're trying to do. And so if you don't have a mask, as I've said, go to the city's website, the green ribbon on top, the COVID-19 link, click on that halfway down, go to CDC recommendations, and there's an awesome video by the Surgeon General that shows you how to make a mask. It's really simple. I went to the store this weekend. Many people were not wearing masks. You have got to wear your mask. We ask you to wear your mask. Here's how I liken this event right now. You are required to run a marathon, and that is 26.2 miles. And so we're in the marathon right now. We've gone several miles, but if we decide to quit, we still have to finish the marathon. So we have to start from the start line again and go through it. Don't quit the marathon. We are seeing some encouraging data, but the threat is real. It is in our community, and it can rear its ugly head at any given moment if we stop social distancing, if we stop wearing our face mask, and if we have large family gatherings or functions in our neighborhood. We have got to stay the course. We're seeing some really good results, but we are just in the marathon and starting. So you can look at this situation in a couple of ways. One, you can be a victim. You can be powerless, right? That's really hard. But I encourage you to reflect on what's going on, learn what's going on, learn good information, adapt, create your new norm, and become resilient. And you can also emerge out of this virus as being a stronger person, as somebody your family looked at you for love, for grace, for stability, and you are known as helping others and making a difference in a bad situation. You make a difference. You can make a big difference. Right now, our current operations at the Emergency Operations Center is enhanced. We're watching all activities throughout the city. We're watching food distribution, power distribution, critical infrastructure, which we know critical infrastructure has not been impacted, which is good news. And we're just watching the amount of confirmed cases, hospitalizations, and where some of the potential hotspots in our community are. And right now, we feel like it's fairly flat and stable, but we are very cautious and watching it well. So interesting weather yesterday. I'm a transplant from Missouri. Everybody knows that. I've never seen it sunshine and almost a blizzard-like snow at the same time. So I hope that'll stop that, and our weather will change for the better. So have a good day. Give each other grace.
Thank you, Chief Rhodes. Next is City Manager Mark Freitag.
Thank you, Brian, and good morning, City of Janesville employees, certainly members of our EOC team and community members that are dialed in today. I do want to start out by saying thanks to Representative Steil for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time. We know that you got a lot on your plate. We certainly also want to say thanks for all the work that you're doing at the federal level to ensure that you take care of Wisconsin and in particular those here in the 1st Congressional District. So thank you for all of that. The next thing I wanted to share with the community is a message that we got from the state yesterday, and that was according to the model created by Department of Health Services, Wisconsin was projected to have 22,000 infections by April 8th, which would have ultimately resulted in somewhere between 440 and 1,500 deaths. These numbers were based on projected significant exponential growth in positive cases. However, since the Safer at Home order, there has been a decrease in exponential growth in the number of cases. Wisconsin's rate of doubling of infections was 3.4 days in early March. And over the past 2 weeks, that rate of doubling is now approximately 12 days. So the time it takes for the number of cases to double has gone from 3.4 days back in March to 12 days now. So Safer at Home is working. As I've said before, this is about behavior change. Only you can make a difference. So if you change your behavior, if you do all the things that the governor has outlined in Safer at Home, if you do all the things that our safety officers continue to remind the community about, washing hands, social distancing, using disinfectant hand wipes and cleaning your home, your office space, your cars, and then not going to the store without a mask, and not go into the store with your entire family. Don't risk the exposure. And so we're doing the right things, but we've got to stay diligent. We've got to make sure we don't become complacent. because behavior change is the way that we get through this. And so we're doing good. That's a good sign. But as Chief said, we got a long ways to go, folks. This is a marathon. I want to remind folks today at 10 o'clock I'm on WCLO, so if you have questions or you want to call in, please do from 10 to 11. Again, as the City of Janesville, we're going to stand tall, we're going to stand firm, we're going to stand together because we are Janesville strong. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mark. This has been the April 15th City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing. The community briefing is provided Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. Thank you for watching.